The aim of the HumAngle Index is to look closer at statistics and headlines to show how policies affect the everyday lives of Nigerians. This year, we explored topics ranging from tech and finance to health, internet access and insecurity, all while keeping an eye on the numbers that often tell a hidden story.
Nigeria's tech industry
We began in Nigeria's tech ecosystem, where over 3,300 startups compete, yet 61% fail, the highest rate in Africa. To understand this, we looked at the Startup Act of 2022, but our survey revealed low awareness, and even those who knew of it often hadn't applied. Funding remained a major challenge, highlighting that legal frameworks alone aren't enough without communication, mentorship, and practical support. From startups, our attention turned to digital safety, a growing concern for millions. In 2024, 19 million Nigerian accounts were compromised, making the country fourth worst in Africa for breaches. The Data Protection Act, which sets fines of up to 10 million naira or 2% of revenue for large companies, including potential prison terms, is designed to protect citizens and hold violators accountable. Yet, compliance is low and breaches are often underreported. The creative industry offered a different lens on Nigeria's potential. In 2023, the sector contributed 54 billion naira to the economy, with Nollywood ranking second globally and Afrobeats topping charts worldwide. But the challenges remain. Tourism is underdeveloped, and social practices like FGM affect nearly 20 million women and girls. And even though the aim is to grow the creative economy to $100 billion by 2030, the gap between ambition and execution shows how investment and infrastructure are essential to turning potential into reality.
Internet advertising, which is projected to more than double by 2020. Why did a woman die every
Health,
2 minutes?
particularly maternal and child care, highlighted the human cost of systemic gaps. Nigeria has one of the highest maternal mortality ratios globally. We examined interventions like the $570 million Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative and saw how funding, accessibility, and timely care remain critical to saving lives.
Nigeria is sitting on a gold mine, literally.
Our exploration of Nigeria's mineral wealth revealed another story of lost potential. The country sits atop over 40 minerals valued at $750 billion, yet illegal mining costs the economy $9 billion annually. Artisanal miners earn as little as 1,500 to 5,000 naira per day in hazardous conditions. Despite existing laws and government support, mining contributes less than 1% to the GDP, instead of the 10% target. This illustrates how weak enforcement and policy gaps prevent the sector from reaching its full potential.
For people with disabilities in Nigeria, most days feel like navigating a world that wasn't.
We added to the conversation on inclusion by looking at disability rights. The 2019 Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Act bans discrimination, guarantees access to education and jobs, and imposes fines up to 100,000 naira for individuals or 1 million naira for organizations. Yet 2 years after the compliance deadline, many buildings remain inaccessible, and only 19 out of the 36 states have adopted the law locally.
Lifts, accessible toilets, and other aids. A few weeks ago, President Bola Tinubu signed 4 major tax bills into law.
Then came a major economic reform, the tax reforms. In 2025, 4 bills aimed to streamline Nigeria's tax system with stricter accountability. While these changes are promising, full implementation is scheduled for 2026.
55% to states and 35% to local government areas. Have you noticed that your data finishes faster these days?
We also explored internet access. After a 40% data tariff hike early in 2025, over 1 million users went offline within 6 months. Smartphones have become more expensive and apps consume more data than ever. This episode revealed a widening digital divide with far-reaching consequences for education, work, and opportunity.
Around 30 million Nigerians live in areas with mobile broadband coverage. When people think of mental health, they often picture therapy sessions, hospital wards, and
This year, HumAngle Index looked at the economics of mental health. According to the WHO, every $1 invested in mental health yields $4 in returns. The National Mental Health Act of 2021 replaced an outdated law, created a dedicated mental health fund, protected employment, and promoted community-based care. In Nigeria, even modest investments could significantly boost productivity, but underfunding and implementation gaps hinder this.
issues is a hidden drain on the economy. Violence against Nigerian communities has been reported across multiple regions, sometimes leading commentators to describe it as a state-backed genocide against a religious group.
Finally, we examine the narratives around insecurity, where foreign manipulation can distort perceptions. Claims of targeted violence are often amplified abroad to influence foreign opinion and weaken trust at home. In reality, Nigeria's violence is complex and driven by multiple local factors. This episode emphasized the need for media literacy, proactive communication, and the careful assessment of narratives to prevent misunderstanding and division. Across all 10 episodes, one thing remains constant: that policies often fall short of impacting lives as institutions remain underfunded and awareness gaps widens. Ultimately, the HumAngle Index reminds us that behind every statistic, every policy, there is a person, a family, a community. Numbers can tell parts of the story, but only lived experiences reveal the full picture.